Hi, I'm Gavin Rogers and welcome to Netherton Tunnel. As part of Dudley Creates, which is creative black country, I was commissioned to work with local artists and local people to reimagine what this tunnel could be like through the eyes of women and LGBTQI+ people. For those of you that don't know Netherton Tunnel, it's located in Dudley and it kind of goes underneath Dudley and it's almost 3 kilometres long. Now when this was built for boats and for horses and to carry goods through and along the canal. And now it's actually used as a place to pass through for walkers and cyclists. However, the tunnel itself is quite a daunting place to be. It's very dark, there are no lights, and it's actually quite unsafe, particularly for those people who are women and LGBTQI+. So what I wanted to do was explore this tunnel with those groups of people to imagine what this tunnel could be if it was safer, if it was more welcoming, and if we could become part of the tunnel in some way.
I was thinking if you were walking through here on your own and somebody came in the opposite direction, you would be full of trepidation, wouldn't you? Oh gosh, you'd be so kind of...
It'd be like standing on the train tracks.
Carry on, and if nothing really matters.
We started off the project by creating an empathy map. This was something which we could explain how we felt when we walked in and out of the tunnel for the first time. This map included things like the sounds, the sights, the fact that our heart rate was getting faster, we were feeling claustrophobic, the damp smells, the water, the creaks, the drips, the echoes. Later in the project, we started to work with sound. So we started to test out what our voices as a group and individuals would sound like within the tunnel. The echo itself, from beginning to end of the 3 kilometres, lasts about 6 to 7 seconds. So you can actually carry several notes through the tunnel all at once. Later in the project, we returned to the tunnel and reimagined it through sound and light. We used our own voices and instruments and lights and torches to imagine what this space could be if people came together and used it for something positive.
Of it, isn't it? It's the whole joining together just for one purpose, is to make a sound.
And we started to do something which we call deep listening. So that's where we listen to the person who's left of us and right of us and start to pass noise along the tunnel. Through that technique of deep listening that we created 8 tracks that you can listen to on SoundCloud. So I recommend going to visit that and listening to the tracks. And if you do have chance, bring your headphones, listen to the tracks and walk through the tunnel, and hopefully you'll get to experience what we experienced.
It was just incredible. The sounds were just incredible. It's something I'm definitely going to go and do on my own and have a little sing down a tunnel. But it's been nice to be around people and creating the sounds. I've really enjoyed it too.
As well as our collective sound works we made in the tunnel, you can also listen to some of the conversations that we had, and I think it's actually a really good insight into the project and what we all learned through the process as well.
Community is alive.
The Tunnel Tribe, that's what we should call it, the Tunnel Tribe.
Why? Nature.
Who dream the impossible dream to fight the unfightable foe, to bear in your arms and to weary and run where the brave dare not go, to fight the unfightable wrongs, to love pure and just
from afar to bear the unbearable sorrow and reach the unreachable star. Another great thing about this project is it really developed me as an artist. It was one of the first commissions that I worked on where I actually managed to bring my skills as an artist with the idea of producing an outcome. As a social arts practitioner, I often work with just the process. So I work with participants and communities and spaces, and we have a really great time. We have lots of, we have fun, but rarely do we actually create an outcome. And what was really nice about this was that the outcome we made, which was sound-based, not only was it artistic and creative, I think it was quite good quality, and it also tapped into some of my childhood desires, which was the fun of entering a tunnel and making noises and, being playful. And that's kind of what this project was about as well. How can we transform this space, which is quite dark and scary and daunting, and many people are scared of the dark, they're scared of what might be in there, the spiders, the monsters, whatever, and actually turn it into a place that's potentially fun and calming, and somewhere where we can collectively, as voices, as in this case women and LGBTQI+ people, come together and find our voice in a space that really wasn't meant for us, because this was designed for men and horses and boats. And by reimagining this space and potentially working with public bodies and the Canal and River Trust and local authorities in the future, we might be able to transform spaces like this so that they become places that you want to visit and walk through, so they don't end up abandoned and disused. So hopefully this project will inspire other people to find a tunnel near you and make it a safer space.